Put on some damn clothes. What's going on, fellas? On this Sunday evening. I know most of y'all probably got their TV crunk up right about now, watching that football, watching that NFL. Nothing wrong with that. My damn Falcons. Damn Falcons lost the other day. Kind of pissed me off, but it happens. Kind of pissed me off. Anyhow, about to do an interview, long anticipated interview with my man Jay, originally from ATL area. As you can see in the background, he's at the Villa. So I guess he stepped out for a second. He gotta go do something, but he's coming right back so we can get the interview on with this brother. He's currently enjoying the life of Dominican Republic. What's up, my brother? With this brother? What's going on down there in Sasua, man?
Man, the heat, number one.
Hey, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love that tropical heat, man, you know?
Man, if you don't like taking showers, you're gonna be miserable.
I think a man that don't take shower down there. It's so hot down there.
Man, 100%. But one thing I can say, it's the greatest experience in the world. Just me personally. I don't know how everybody else feel about it, but man, I guess maybe because it's my first time, but man, I think I got emotional the other day. I was looking around like, man, I can't believe shit like this exists.
So, hey, I call it black man heaven. Black man heaven. It can be a black man, a white man, no matter white man heaven. I call it a brother's heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's incredible just to see so much quality, you know, as far as the physicality of a woman in one area, just concentrated in one area. I mean, it's almost just like weird. You know what I mean? The drinks are flowing, the weather is beautiful, and everywhere you look, it's a beautiful woman giving you sexual energy, man. I mean, is there anything else? The food is good. I mean, you sitting there eating steak and lobster tails, you know, drinking, you know, whatever your choice of alcohol is, and you got multiple beautiful women waiting to be with you or to be around you or actually coming to be around you. Man, you just can't beat that. Your stomach's full of food. You got a nice little butt, and you're looking at the fattest ass you've never seen. Excuse me, I'm going to keep it PG. This is Richie Rich's channel. I'm going to have to keep it PG. Man, you're looking at the fattest round bottom you ever seen in your life, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I agree, man. So anyhow, introduce yourself to the people so they can know who you are.
Okay.
Give them a small background.
Huh?
Give them a little small background, like just a little. We can talk about Sasua first, and then we can get to your other part of your story. But
all right, cool.
Let them know who you are, though.
All right, man. I'm Jay Aaron, born and raised on the west side of Atlanta. I don't know how many viewers know about the A, but Richie Rich, he from the A. Grew up on the west side of Atlanta, man. Dixie Hills, right off Virginia Street. Anybody that's from Atlanta, born in Atlanta, we got west side, east side, north side, south side. But I'm from the west side of Atlanta. Man, I went to Columbia High School on the east side. Shit, once I got out of high school, man, I was kind of like, getting in trouble. Didn't really know what I was going to do in my life, man. Just kind of falling into that urban trap of, black men being in an environment that's not conducive to success. It's always either death, prison, drugs, or whatever trap they done set for us, man. As black men, I was falling right into that trap, man. So, I got to the point where, cats that I grew up with, man, they were dying, they was getting locked up. And I said, well, you know what? If I don't change now, or if I don't switch directions now, that's going to end up being me. So, man, I packed the bag. I hustled a little bit, got me up about 10 grand, bought me a plane ticket to Northeast Africa, which is Israel. And I ain't never looked back since then. So I've been living abroad, for like the past, 10 years. And one thing that I can say about living, abroad is that, you find yourself thinking differently and becoming a different person when your environment changes. Everybody's a product of their environment. So if you grew up in poverty, it's going to be hard for you to adjust to, to having things or knowing how to get things because it's something you're not used to. Just like living in the States, if you used to living in America, having to survive with a certain type of mindset, dealing with women that have a certain mindset, you have to get acclimated to to different cultures and different environments, in order to grow as a person, man. So, it changed my life. Living abroad changed my life. I still have love and respect for where I came from, and how it made me and how it built me or grew me. But man, I actually didn't become a man, in the sense of the word of being a man until I saw the world. I mean, experience, wisdom comes with experience. And if you're not having experience, then, your, development into a man, which would require wisdom, man, is lacking. You know what I'm saying? So, being able to experience the world and to get out of the little box that you in, it shows you life from a different perspective. You look at life through a different, through a different lens, and it changes you to see how people can be happy with nothing. And there are people who have everything who could give a damn whether they had everything or not. So to see how other people live and see how other people, see the world through other people's eyes, man, it puts something inside of you and makes you a better person. And that's just my, what is it? My opinion. It could be different from for everybody, but the world is a big, big place, and we are real, small people, but getting out there to see the world, man, most definitely would change your life.
All right. So let's start from the beginning, man. How old was you when you left in Atlanta, and was it one specific thing that made you leave, and what made you go to Israel?
Well, I would say is, like I said before, man, I was living a certain type of lifestyle, man, doing the robbing and the selling dope and all this kind of stuff, man, just falling, like I said, into that black hole that everybody was falling into. And I was sitting in DeKalb County Jail, man, one weekend. My mama came to see me. And, on that particular visit, she looked at me through that glass, man. She was, I could see on her face that, something was wrong. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? She told me, she said, son, I love you. I brought you into this world. And I would never want to see anything bad happen to you. But she said, this is the last time I'm coming to a jailhouse to see my son. She said, this is the last visit. I'm not coming back. If you get locked up again, if this is where you're going to be for the rest of your life, then you'll never see me again because I'm never coming back. When I got back to my cell, man, I kind of just like sat there and really thought about what I was doing and how I was doing it. And I said, man, if I don't make a change, right now here today, man, I'm going to be dead or in jail. So when I got out, I was there. I think I was 22 at the time. When I got out, I got me a little job. I did my best to stay out of the street and stay out of the, lifestyle I was dealing with. I did my best to stay disciplined, man. I saved up about 10 grand. I packed my bag. I kissed my mom and said, Mom, I'm going on a trip. I'll be back soon, but I never came back. Reason I went to Israel is because I had 5 or 6 hour layover. and a Hebrew Israelite cat was like, "Hey man, she kind of started a conversation with me. It was like, where you from? Like, I'm from Atlanta, man. He's like, what you doing up in New York? I said, man, I'm just passing through. He said, where you going? I said, honestly, I really don't know. I said, I just had to get out of my environment that I was in. And he started kind of, talking to me about the Bible and talking to me about who who the true Jews were, who the true people of the Bible were. He started breaking down things to me, man, as far as, who we are inside of this world, what we mean to this world, and, why we are in, such bad situations or conditions as a people. So, I'm not going to go into all the verses and everything he broke down, but the way he broke it down, I understood why I was unable to avoid the street life or to avoid getting in trouble and going to jail and doing this and doing that. And so when he explained that to me, I got to the point where I understood that, I had to change my own mind, had to change my own heart, had to change my own soul and become something else. And that's how I picked the state of Israel. I said, well, if we're the children of the Bible, if we're the children of Israel, and Israel is our home by birthright, if we're the true Jews, then why won't I just go home? That's the way I thought about it. And that's what I did. I felt like I was going home, man. So I went to the state of Israel and I never left up until 2 weeks ago when I got on a plane and went back to Atlanta and saw my mama for the first time in almost 10 years. That's how serious it was as far as what I had to do to change, to become a better man, to become a better person. It took me leaving where I was born and raised, for 10 years, a whole entire decade to get myself together. But I'm glad I did it, man, because I ain't the same cat that left Atlanta back in 2008, 2009. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you, when you took that move to Israel, did you know anybody in Israel, or tell us what the first day was like, and or the first week? How did that go for you?
Well, I didn't have any real personal relationship with anybody, but the Hebrew brother that I talked to, he told me that there was a community of Black American people living in what they call the Negev or the desert, a community of about 6,000 Black men, women, and children, about 5 generations, who decided to return to the land of Israel back in the 60s. Back when back during the Watts riots and back during the Black Panther campaign. They also knew who they were and what their purpose was and decided to leave Israel. So the first thing I did when I got there was I contacted, one of the members of the African Hebrew Israelite community, in Dimona, Israel. And man, they welcomed me with open arms. They saw a young brother that was lost, looking for answers, trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, and what to do, or like I said, what to do or how to do it. So they took me in, showed me the ropes, got me started on my process of immigration and being absorbed into the state of Israel, which is very, very difficult if you're not quote unquote Jewish. But as far as the love and the support and the encouragement, without them, I probably wouldn't have stayed. I probably would have ended up probably going somewhere else in Africa. But because it was so many Black people there who had come from the same situations, come from the same environments, and was able to uproot themselves with nothing and prepare a home or a place for themselves outside of what we call the matrix or the United States, man, that was more than enough motivation for me to stay.
Okay, so I understood. So, all right, so you finally got settled in, and so as far as surviving, did you get your own place there, or you live with one of the brothers there?
Well, I had about 10 grand. So, I could have easily went somewhere, probably got a hotel or something like that, and, started to watch the money that I did have to survive kind of dwindle away. But as far as getting the proper wisdom on the economy and, kind of, to acclimate myself into, the system, I was able to stay with one of the brothers down there in Dimona. He said, well, listen, we're going to have to, get you a temporary ID, start your immigration process. And until we can do that, you're not going to be able to get a bank account. You're not going to be able to get an apartment. You're not going to be able to get a job. And you don't want to be over here doing it illegally, because if they catch you, they're sending you up out of here and you're not going to be able to come back. So I took the wisdom. He took me up under his arms. He showed me, where to shop, how to shop, what the culture was, what they accept, what they don't accept. And I say within the period of about 3 months, I had, what they call temporary status. I was able to get me a job. I was able to get me, a pretty decent studio apartment in the city, and get on my feet and get moving. Was it scary in the beginning? Yeah. If you go somewhere where you don't speak the language and you're not used to the pace of the culture, it can be scary. It will be scary, but you have to remember what your purpose was in the first place, why you there in the first place. So I just always remembered I could either be here listening to these people speak Hebrew, looking at me crazy, I'm looking at them crazy, not knowing where I'm going and what I'm doing, or I could be sitting somewhere in somebody's jail cell. That's the way I looked at it. So, I humbled myself, and, and I just stuck through it, man. Is a support system, important? A support system is priceless in them type of situations. Without a support system, it's going to make it 10 times harder. Would I discourage anybody from making that move? Absolutely not. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's environment that they're in is different. But I can say this, it was something, a decision that I made that saved my life. I don't know if it's that urgent for most people, but, for me, it was that urgent.
All right. So what about the language over there? Do a lot of people over there speak English, or how does that work? How did you adapt to that?
In the major cities like Tel Aviv, alot, Beersheba, the major cities in Israel, they all mostly speak English. In the rural areas, they don't. Reason being is because there are huge Jewish communities in New York, LA, and in Miami. So they back and forth, from the States, to Israel, a lot. And they've got a lot of children, generations that learned English through their parents being born Jewish in America. So there are plenty of people that speak English. It just depends on where you are. But mostly, like I said, in the major cities like the capital, like Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, the big tourist areas where all the resorts are and stuff like that, they speak perfect English. But you will have to learn, the language. You will have to learn as much as possible, just to do your everyday, moving around. If you're taking what they call jitneys or taxis, if you're shopping in a grocery store, just overall daily little things, you will have to know basic Hebrew in order to move around. But
give us a sample, man. Give us a sample, man.
A sample of what?
Of the Hebrew language.
I don't know what you mean by a sample, but
like if you need to catch a cab, how you say that?
If you're asking somebody where can you catch a taxi?
Yeah.
It's airport taxi. It means where can I get a taxi? Airport, which is where, and of course taxi is universal. So that wouldn't be a good example. So I would say this: a good example of I would say conversational. Let's just say situationally. If you're in a store, okay, and you want to know the price of something, like say I don't know what most people buy, like fruits and vegetables, okay. You'd ask them satai o si kagi tilatecha, meaning I have this here in my hand. What would it cost to buy this? Or because it's separate. English, you can't use an English mindset to speak Hebrew because they say things backwards. You get what I mean? Like if I was to say I'm cold, in Hebrew it would be cold am I. You know what I mean? So the reason why the language is so hard to learn is because you talk to a female differently than you talk to a male. So what I would say to you in Hebrew as a male, I wouldn't say to a woman. You get what I mean? It's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn, and that's 100% fact, man. Hebrew is not an easy language at all.
Well, speaking of the women, um, Mr. Jackson want to know how was the love from the women out there, and how's the dating life for a brother, I guess.
Um, well, you've got different generations of women. Well, I'll say you've got different factions of Judaism. You've got the liberals, you've got the Zionists, you've got the Orthodox, you've got the Messianic Jews, and all of them have their own rules on how women deal with men in relationships. Their culture is to be married before you have sex. So, and their culture and their religion means a lot to them. So you're not just going to walk up to a woman and say what you want to say to her, or, you know, catch her attention just because you handsome or you got money. It's not going to work that way. Most of them, the majority of them want to marry a Jewish man because they can't take a man home that's not Jewish. That's why they are so powerful, such a powerful presence in the world, because they stay together. You know, they lock themselves in. Now, you've got those younger Jewish girls who watch, you know, MTV, BET, they watch sports on TV, and they look at the black man as God. You walk into a club, and they all just looking like, wow. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you something. Most of those women over there, are they virgins, or do they fuck around like on the side, on the low low?
Well, the majority of them hang on to their virginity as long as they can. Again, the more religious Jewish girls actually look down upon the regular Jewish girls because they love black men. They love the Ethiopian men over there. They love the Sudanese men. They love the black American man there. And they get looked down upon. They don't get along because they're saying, hey, you know, you're tainting the Jewish name, or you're tainting our character as Jewish women because they're supposed to hold on to themselves until they get married. But you have those quote unquote hip hop, popular music type chicks, you know, who would love to be with a black man, and that's in part, or you know, whole or in part, to the basketball player. There's a lot of American black basketball players that come and play for the state of Israel. Nate Robinson was just there a couple of seasons ago. Omari Stoudemire still plays for Jerusalem to this day. So, you know, when you walk in the club, you've got the basketball players that, you know, got a little money because they play overseas, and then you've got all the sexy girls, you know, trying to get up in VIP to be with these guys. And, you know, it most definitely is a place for an American black man to speak English. You open your mouth and speak English, and you're a black man, you may not be able to get any woman you want, but you're not going to go empty handed.
All right. That's what's up. So are you living within the walls of that community? And how often do you get out those surrounding border towns and stuff like that? Do you get around pretty often?
Well, I'll say I don't live in the community. I do visit. They have big festivals and things of that nature celebrating their exit from the United States, what they call the Kar Apatikim, which is a watermelon fest. You know, it happens once a year, you know, and black people come from all over the world down to Dimona to see this huge black community who has been living in Israel for almost 60 years. You know, black people come from all over. Hebrew Israelites from all over the world come, you know, to visit the community and to celebrate during this festival. So I do go down there every I do go down there every year to celebrate, that with them, because I'm also somebody, a Black American, who, migrated or left, America at a certain point as well. So, I go down there and hang out. You
All
asked
right.
me another question too. What was it?
No, I was just asking you basically, how do you travel a lot to cities outside of the community you live in? And
Well, yeah, I live in what they call the city of Netanya. It's a beach coastal city, man. It's where a lot of rich French and rich Europeans, live. It's a city where people who are doing well for themselves financially live. You've got different social statuses and different financial, statuses, everywhere in the world. But in Israel, you're either rich or you're poor. That's just how it is. So you either have money or you don't. So, the place where I live, real nice place. I stay right by the, beach. I stay on the 14th floor, man, of, a really nice high rise, because I'm doing a whole lot better for myself than I was when I first got there. So as far as traveling, to different cities, it's just like normal life to me now. It almost feels strange to be back in the States. You know what I mean? I got off the plane at Hartsfield, Atlanta, Jackson Airport, and I kind of sat there for an hour because I wasn't used to, to that energy. I wasn't used to seeing so many different, so many Black people in one solid area moving and talking and carrying on like they were. It was kind of overwhelming because I hadn't been back to my home in 10 years. So, it kind of shook me a little bit. But I got used to it, man. And, once I got back to my old neighborhood, saw my old people and my old buddies and, and everything like that, I kind of, got acclimated. But it also reminded me of why I left in the damn first place. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It reminded me of that. Everybody's doing the same old thing on the same old blocks, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I love my people, man. And I try my best to encourage them to do more and to do better. But, as they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true, man. So as far as racism down there, you ever run into that, or what's some of the major problems that you have living over there?
Well, everybody that knows how Jews think, they feel like they are the chosen people of God. So if you're not Jewish, they don't like you. Now, you've got those open-minded Jewish people who accept and love everybody, they have big hearts and open and free love for everybody. But those, what we call Orthodox Jews, the penguins, the one with the curly cues and the big black hats and all of that, those are the Orthodox Judaism. Chances are you're not going to be accepted by that faction. But as far as me walking down the street and having people, look at me like, nigga, what you doing around here? That doesn't happen. Even though they do have a word in Hebrew for nigger, which is kushi. So if you hear the word kushi or somebody calls you kushi, then they're saying black man, but it's actually nigger. They're using it in a context of nigger because, Noah had a son by the name of Cush. And the reason his name was Cush because he was very black, so it means burnt. But the way they use it, it's racial, meaning nigger. So you'll hear that, Kushi is what they say. You'll hear that, every now and again. But as far as all out racism, no. And I don't experience racism on a daily basis. But you do get some people who may be offended by you, or you may have bumped into them or stepped on their toe. They'll turn around and call you Kushi or whatever. Just like any other place, you have racist people, and then you have people who are not racist. You dig?
All right. As far as the money ratio, well, what's the money ratio versus like American dollars? Can you come from America with a lot of money and live real good over there, or how's that ratio?
Israel, Israel is more expensive than America.
Okay.
The dollar is about 4.5 new Israeli shekels to $1. But because it's 17% tax in Israel, it makes it 10 times more expensive in America. But the reason for the high tax is because they have what they call kitzvah yeladim, which means every child that you have that are born, that child automatically gets money each month, all the way up until they're 18 years old. And also, whether you worked for 20 years on a job or not, whether you retired from the military or not, once you hit a certain age, you get a certain amount of money every month for the rest of your life. So the reasons for that high tax percentage is because they take care of their people, which I don't have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather pay 17% tax and when I get 50 years old and can't work anymore, knowing I got a check come every month, even though I didn't retire from any company, rather than for me to be 50, 60 something years old and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna eat every day. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then, as far as having that child subsidy, if I have 10 children and say I'm not working a decent enough job to take care of them, the government is going to make sure that I get a certain amount of money for each children, even if I've got 20 children, that money automatically comes. So
is that a good thing in your opinion? Is that a good thing? Would that change America if they did something like that?
As far as, I would say this, with America being a capitalistic society, just as well as I do when it comes to electing, presidents, governors, senators, whoever, political officers, the first thing people want to know is what you're going to do about taxes. You know what I mean? America is rooted and encouraged by greed. That money automatically comes. So,
is that a good thing in your opinion? Is that a good thing?
I think there's Jedi trying to buzz in.
Yeah. That's Jedi coming in. Jedi, you gotta turn your phone off or something.
What's going on, people? What's going on, Jay?
Jedi, what's happening?
Not much, man. You enjoy yourself over there, man?
Thoroughly.
I hate it.
What's up? You all right? I'm sorry, y'all. My people just showed back up.
Who's your people, man? Who you got? Hey, man. Who that, man?
Y'all saying.
Hey, you don't introduce your people, man. That's rude of you.
Oh no, man. No, man. It's some chicas over here or whatever, man, that will kick it with you for nothing. They just cool. You know what I mean? So, my partner, he got a nice little chick he met at the casino that she haven't asked for a dime. She cooks, she cleans, she hang out, man, she drink with us, she smoke with us. She's like one of the homies. So you can find those over here too, man. Real cool, real laid back, and haven't asked for shit. Everybody not over here working.
Speaking of work, man, so how did you you never really answered, like, how did you survive over there? And from the time you got there, like, what kind of job did you have, or what kind of job you got now, or if you want to share that information?
Well, I first, we all know the term grind, and I knew if I was gonna stay in place, I was gonna have to find a way to feed myself. So what I first started doing was doing small construction jobs, loading cement and fucking sorry about that, Rich.
You good.
95, 100-degree weather, man, mixing cement, loading buckets of cement, loading gravel and stuff like that. Just small jobs, man. Putting up what they call bamot, which are like event stages, putting those up, cleaning wedding halls and stuff like that. That's what I started out doing, man, just to keep some type of flow of income. Because when you living off of money that you save to transfer from one place to the next, just getting yourself stable would take away most of what you brought over there. So you have to have some type of steady income. to make sure you can take care of yourself. So that's what I started doing. I did that for about 2 years. I was just doing little odd jobs. And I just had to keep reminding myself that, I'm alive today, because of what the decision that I made. And if I'm gonna stay alive, I have to keep pushing forward, man. So, so I did it. I got out there in that heat, back hurting every day, going home filthy, dirty, getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep and having to get up and go do it again for like little to nothing. And so what I did was I started to look into other areas of finance, meaning, to teach myself something, not like a trade or, not to go to college, take online courses to get some type of certification to get a better job. I said, well, my dream was to be in control of my own time, make as much money as I possibly could, and still be in control of my own time. I said, man, if I'm gonna be working this hard, I should be working this hard for me. And so I looked into day trading. Jedi, he on that. On currency, trading, things of that nature. So, little by little, I started watching YouTube tutorials on how to start a trading portfolio, learning little things about indicators and, why one thing affects the next and how, different world events and politics affects the economy of a certain area. So I just slowly but surely started reading, studying, putting myself in a position to feed my brain, something, other than getting up and going to work every day. I started a small trading portfolio, a few years ago, Euro USD, which is the euro against the United States dollar, the Japanese yen against the US dollar, the gold against US dollar. Started kind of, learning the strength of these currencies, what affects the value of a currency of a certain place, and what areas currency is used to develop any country or any area. So, like I said, YouTube tutorials and reading online about day trading and how to start a trading portfolio. I started out with about $100. I was moving around $25 at a time, 25 here, playing with it to see if I put it here at this certain time and take it out at this certain time, would I lose money or would I gain money? So it was pretty much trial and error for about a year. And you will have to be good with numbers to do that. Statistically good with with numbers, unless you're going to have somebody trade that, those funds for you. And $100 turned into 1,000, 1,000 turned into 5, 5 turned into 10. Next thing you know, I was, trading, $1,500, $2,500 at a time. And once I got to that point, man, I was looking at my sole income, being what I withdrew from my trading account, man, on a daily basis, man. And before I knew it, man, I was up and running, man. I had 2 or 3 different portfolios, one with, Merrill Lynch, one with plus 500, and another with Forex. So, at that point, man, the sky was the limit for me. I got me a car, a brand new car, got me a new high-rise apartment. And, man, I haven't worked in the last 5, 6 years. And it's a blessing, man.
Right.
But I don't take it, I don't give myself the credit for it. And this is just, I ain't on no preaching shit or preaching stuff or nothing like that. But the fact that I made a decision, to leave my environment, to put myself in a different environment, to change my own circumstances, man, the universe just responded for me, man. It's all about a decision. You get what I'm saying, Rich? If you want to play football, man, you got to put them pads on and get on the field. And you may not be the best player, for some time, but just for the simple fact that you made the decision to do it, man, it's some other stuff in the cosmos that's gonna start working for you, man. Just for the simple fact that you putting your energy in a certain direction, I mean, that's what, the start of that, the move of that, the push to do that is already working stuff out. You can't see it then, but stuff is working itself out for you, man, because you made that decision. So, Like I said, man, I was loading gravel and cement, man, for white people who was treating me like I was a dog. Give me 5 minutes to eat a sandwich and drink some juice and get my black ass back to work. I mean, that's what I did for a couple of years, man. But I stuck with it. I stayed committed. I stayed motivated and encouraged by the fact that, I wasn't somewhere, down there in Fourth Ward, Zone 1 somewhere getting shot at, man, over a bag of dope. You know what I mean? So I appreciated that bucket of cement and that gravel. You get what I'm saying? Because it could have been some hot lead. You know what I'm saying? So, so like I said, man, I worked my way up. I stayed humble, man. I stayed consistent with what I was doing. And, man, like I say, the universe responded, man. It's scary. It's not easy. And it's not for everybody. But, commitment is something powerful, man.
Yeah. So you you think that you'll never move back to America, or you really happy over there right now, or what?
Man, there's no way I could ever live in the United States of America again. I may not live in Israel forever, but I will never move back to the United States of America ever again. It's not going to happen. Not because of my mama, my siblings, my old gang, none of that. I ain't doing it. I'm just not going to do it, man.
Respect.
Yeah. That's how I feel I'm gonna be when I get out. I ain't coming back either.
Man, it's like leaving jail. You know what I mean? It's like getting out of prison or something, man. I'm not saying any of the brothers have ever been to prison, but if you ain't never been to prison, then you may not understand. But once they open up them gates and you leave, a lot of people do go back, but it's that feeling you get saying, man, I'm free, I'm happy, and if I don't have a dime in my pocket, I'm never going back in there.
Right.
That's what's up.
What do you say about that, Jedi?
Well, that's a plan. That's a frame of mind I hope to be in pretty soon. I just got a couple of things I need to get off my chest. Tax wise, so I can get out. When I get out, I can stay out without any strings attached. And other than that, I ain't trying to attach no other strings. I ain't trying to have no anchor babies, none of that shit. So once I get that situated, that's where I plan on being. And yeah, I got a partner that's gonna train me on foreign exchange even further than what I've been in. Probably that's gonna help me get out even quicker. And hopefully within the next 2 years, I could be having that same mindset that you got, Jake, to the point where I don't have to.
Man, that's 100%, man, encouraging for me, man, to know that, man, hopefully I can motivate or encourage somebody, man, to make that decision, man. Because you remember back in the days of slavery, man, even if they saw a clear path to freedom, a certain mindset kept people from leaving, man. You got to really think about that and think about how it don't matter how hard it get for black people in America. They could see a clear road, exit to freedom, man, to self-preservation, but it's something inside of them that keep them from doing it. And it's the worst thing that could ever happen to us because we built America, but it wasn't built for us. It ain't ours. And everything in it and nothing in it belongs to us at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
True story. So so that's a nice looking villa here, man. Might need to give us a tour of that thing, man. What it looking like?
Oh, you talking about the man, you know what this villa is. You was here before, man, but I don't know. Man, will it if I move around with the camera, will it be all right?
I think so, man. Yeah.
All right, cool. Man, y'all let me know if the camera get all shaky and y'all can't see. All right?
Tony Montana.
All right, man. This is what they call Ocean Village. It's about 10 minutes away from, well, actually, depending on how fast you drive, it's about 8 to 10 minutes away from Sosua, from the actual strip. The reason I chose this was because sometimes, I like my peace and quiet. Like right now, it's a bunch of hustle and bustle going on at the zoo. I mean, everybody moving around, doing this and doing that. And at
Right.
night, I like to sleep at night. So, I chose something up here in the hills. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's real secluded up here. We're in the middle of nowhere. You can play music as loud as you want to, have as many people over here as you want to, and you got your own space, man. So this is the pool area right here. If y'all can see the pool area.
Yeah, that look nice. I mean, I've seen it before, but I'm just trying to show everybody else.
Yeah, you were here before, man. Let me see. This is the banner over here, just a sitting area. You see that in the back? It's like a small sitting area, so when you have guests, everybody don't have to be piled up on each other. People can sit here, or people can sit where they want. And I'm not gonna lie, man. My favorite thing, but you're gonna sweat the hell out of your clothes, is the fact that it's a laundry room where you can do your own laundry, and it's separate from the house. So you can walk the dirty, so you don't be sweating, and you don't want the house, jacked up, because cleaners don't come every day. And certain chickens they like clean, they like sweat, you know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
Chopping up, man.
I can hear some chickens. What's that over there? Where you at, Dre?
No, that ain't me.
They want to be around you. Even if it's not money, makes you want to be around you. But anyway, this is another airport from the Banner apartment, 5 from the name. Off the name of the business, we can live there all this is separate from the house. So, all kitchen and everything, all still have the house. Still
Hey, Jay, if you can hear us, you're breaking up real bad. Think you're getting a little far from that Wi-Fi.
Bring it back, G.
Can you hear us, Jay? Jay?
Shit, we done lost G.
Oh, he left?
Nah, he ain't left. I'm just saying he done walked off from the thing. That shit gonna cut off for a second. He talking to himself right now. You don't even know that.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll recognize. Try to jump back towards main part of the spot. Cause I think the Wi-Fi is out there good near the guest room. So
Yeah, I didn't know you was about to interview the man right now. Shit, I had put some questions in the chat room.
yeah. Well, I figured hell when you got on, you asked him. Jay, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it went off on us for a second, man.
Oh man, yeah, I think I got a little bit too far away from the speaker. What's the last thing y'all heard?
Router. You walked into that when you walked into the house. You walked
into the extra house over there.
Guest room, yeah.
Yeah. So the guest room, man, that's what we call the boom boom room, man. So if you got like you got 2 or 3 girls you're gonna be with at a time or something like that, man, then that's where you go kind of separate yourself from the main group, because I throw a pool party every night. You know, so we have anywhere between, you know, 5, 6 chicas over here at a time, man, maybe more. Depends on if they want to bring their friends or not. So if you kind of want to separate yourself from the group, you pick which ones you want, man, and you know, you go on over to the joint and, you know, do your thing, and, you know, you don't bother the party. So that's how, you know, that's how that works, man.
Hey man, ain't no locked doors, man. Ain't no locked doors, man.
But like I say, man, when you got a bunch of people around, you know, some people are just private like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Yeah, I
ain't
know. Hey,
everybody ain't
Floyd.
like Richie Rich, the porn star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dre has some questions for you though.
Okay.
Dre, you there?
It's got a little X mark in his little microphone, so maybe he's not
muted himself.
maybe his microphone.
Nah, I hear y'all. I'm just saying I heard my name and then everything had clicked off. I didn't hear the last couple words.
You had some questions for him, huh?
Oh yeah, I had put some questions in the chat room. I didn't know y'all was on right then. I thought it was gonna be tonight or whatever.
Oh no, I had meant to interview Jay a long time ago. I couldn't catch up with him when he was in Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
all right. I got something for you when I get back.
All right. Well, hopefully he got long hair and big tits.
Oh, I got something for you.
Bring it back in the suitcase.
I already got something for you, player. I got it on deck for you, man. Compliments of your Atlanta partner.
That's what's up.
Right.
Go ahead. Hit him with them questions, Dre.
So Jerry, where you
What's that, Dre?
headed at? Where you headed to next, man?
Well, I just extended my trip here in Sosua. Don't laugh. I mean, because I know I fell into the same trap. I said, man, I ain't gonna need no more than about a week. And then, man, I'm getting back to the business. Man, I called them folks this morning and said, listen, I will not be at the airport at 3:00 this afternoon. How much do y'all want? I mean, I'll be there when I'm done. How much do y'all want? So I paid the little $200 to change my to change my ticket, man. I'm gonna do another few days. So what I'm gonna do is, so I can experience another part of the whole, Sosua life, man. I'm gonna, move a little bit closer. I'm going to the Omni, man. I got the executive suite at the Omni, man, so I can hang around, more bros. You know what I mean? I done kind of isolated myself being here in the villa, so I can kind of, meet some other bros that's doing their thing over here, man. I'm going over to the Omni, man.
Well, how much you paying tonight at the Omni?
It's for the executive suite, I think it's like $330 something, but that's because I got the 2-level suite thing, man, with the little bar and the jacuzzi and shit in it, man. So you ain't got to do it like that.
No, you ain't got to do it like that. When you done, call me.
Okay.
When you done with the live, call me.
Dre got you on that, man. Dre got you on that. For sure.
Okay. Now, one thing I will tell you, Dre, man, if you do got something, man, I do like, space, because I like to bring like, 3 or 4 girls at a time, and I want everybody to be comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? You saying you paying for the Ivy at $300 a night?
Yeah, but it's the executive suite or penthouse suite or some shit like that. It's
He
big.
got you. He got you, man, on the Omni.
Bro, I got you. Just call me. I'm gonna link you up. I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. As a matter of fact, all you gotta do is go.
That is one thing. Now I gave them my credit card, and I don't know if they charged it or if they holding the money on it or whatever. But they said that they need like 100% deposit just to get the room. So I gave them my credit card, so they may be holding that bread. I don't know how that's going to affect that.
Y'all talk on the side, man. He got you, man.
All right,
cool.
I got you, bro.
I appreciate that, Jedi.
All right.
So what else?
Man, you ever consider Colombia, man?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, I think once I leave here, I'm going back to, to Atlanta. Best friend of mine is getting married. I'm in the wedding, man. So once I leave here, I'm gonna go back to Atlanta, and then I'm going to Medellin to hook up with the bros in November. So that's my next step, and then on from there, Rio de Janeiro, and then I think I'm gonna start my tour of Africa. So I'm giving myself about 6 to 8 months to travel. And then probably by next summer, I'll be looking at another part of the world, man. But I don't see myself doing anything but traveling for the next, man, at least 6 months.
Right. Shit. So how everything looking for you on the foreign exchange front, man?
Well, as of right now, I'm kind of piggybacking Bill Gates' portfolio, man. Whatever he does with his portfolio, I kind of mirror that, especially when it comes to his fiber optic companies. Reason being is because people use cell phones all over the world, and those companies that put those cell phone towers up will always be profitable organizations. So,
Right.
I've got money in 3 different fiber optic companies, man. And I'm waiting to see if not Virgin, but Verizon and Sprint are going to sign some huge contracts, man, by next summer. Hopefully they do. So I can get some stock from Verizon and as well as Sprint. So right now I'm kind of just riding Apple wave, man. It's insane. They've been up almost 5 points, man, for the last 2 or 3 months. And the high dividend yields, man, each year I get paid quarterly. So having that option, man, is a blessing.
Right, because I got me a very small portfolio here. But on the foreign exchange, I was saying I was going and get some extensive training from a guy that's kind of like a guru in it already. He was driving trucks, started doing foreign exchange. Next thing you know, he had done bought him some trucks. Next thing you know, after that, he done got his own company, and now he a millionaire. So
that's right.
So I'm finna go learn the game from him. But let me ask you this, man.
You know what I mean? It's the process. But the fact that you're doing it, man, I will give you, say a minimum of a year, and you'll see your portfolio triple because you into it, you looking for the wisdom, you trying to get the knowledge that you need to become a better trader. And that alone is going to take you to the next level, Jedi. So don't give up on me, bro. You keep pushing.
Yeah. But you brought up a word, and it was something I looked forward to presenting the guys in Medellin, which was mirror. And they now have a thing where you have the mirror accounts where you don't even have to do the trades. You can get you give you a deposit to the guys who do the trades, who watch the Bloombergs and all that shit all day.
Right.
He did a live on Saturday. He had made a deposit of $5,000 on Friday, and by that on Thursday, by that Saturday, he had his shit that went up 35%. So he had like 6,800.
What the fuck is that? Man, y'all see this big ass shit?
It's been flying back there.
Man, y'all see these big ass fucking buzzards, man?
Yeah, they've been flying back there the whole time you was in it.
Yo, man, this thing came over the fence like it was gonna eat me, man.
I thought it was a kite, dog.
Man, that wasn't no kite, man. That was a buzzard.
Probably something dead back there.
Hey, man, this don't get more live and more entertaining than that, man. I just got chased off out, man. Hey, the dead fish is over there. Man, y'all laughing, man, but that was freaky. But y'all don't see the big ass up there, man. But anyway,
we got you. We watching your back, man.
I bet.
But yeah, I was thinking about running. I haven't finally gotten the concept all together because I had just got rid of my IML account, and I'm probably gonna have to get it back again. But I was thinking about running it past some of the fellas that want to do investments in the group to, like, let's all go in on the mirror account and we use the returns on the investments from the mirror account, and we throw that into a pot for us to acquire this and that and whatever we need abroad.
That's 100% a awesome idea. Reason being is because it would take probably all of a day of trading the market to pay for everybody's ticket, to pay for everybody's hotel, and they may, let's just say, as a whole, each group, drop $200 in a trading account, and it's being managed by someone who understands the indicators and understands the the nonprofit sector of, economics statistically to the point where he could grow that account, say over a 24, 48-hour period, man, $200 would, could turn into 1,500 with no issue. And, I guess the only thing would be is encouraging or being able to get brothers to trust somebody with their money, knowing that they are getting ready to try to pay for a trip. And I'm not going to lie, you should never utilize any funds that you are not willing to either risk or lose. And that's just the name of the game. If it's not something that you can just, say bye-bye to, if it was to fall in that deep hole of the financial market, then don't utilize it. But trading as a group and having an account manager to manage that trading account, somebody, like I said, who understands, the indicators, most definitely would be a plus, because your budget would change or probably triple, over, I would say, 48-hour period for somebody who has the time to sit there and to make those trades minute to minute. So that, I think that's a good idea, Jedi. If you can get some brothers together, I wouldn't even mind doing, say, a live video or tutorial on trading for beginners, and even to kind of explain some of the indicators I use, why I use them, when I use them, and give the brothers some information to start with, man, because it's some excuse my language, Rich, man, but it's a lot of fucking money out here, man.
Right. So if you ever do decide to do that, I'm subscribing straight up, because I can use that here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get the. I wasn't gonna really use my channel, for that, but I most definitely will throw that in there like a financial kind of advisory type of thing to help people get money up for their trips, man. I think that's important because one thing that keeps people from traveling, let's just be honest, it be the bread, man. It be the money.
Right.
Yeah, always the money.
You know what I mean? So if you can get your money up for a trip in 3 months rather than 6 months, man, you can hit 2 different places in 6 months rather than 1 if your money's right.
Right. But yeah, once I put it 2 and 2 together on this mirror account, I will present it to the group.
We're gonna talk about that Dre, because what you can do is you can set instead of having to pay an account manager, man, we can configure a robot that has a set algorithm. Right. We can set it stop loss and everything, man. You can have that robot buy and sell according to what your parameters are. And I think that's the best thing for people who have day jobs, who can't sit in front of the computer all day long, buying and selling. You can set the parameters on that robot, and then them algorithms will know when to buy and when to sell. I think that's amazing.
Yes, indeed. Well, see, but the robots and all that, I didn't deal with all the robots. I just simply was just reading and taking my notes, and then going at the demo chart, and I was making a nice little profit. But I had to shut it down eventually. But I won't get back in. But I just heard about this whole mirror account thing, and I said maybe I should present it to some of these guys, because some of these guys in the group was talking about investments, and for investment money to come out of money that we ain't sweating for or working for, perfect.
Yep, absolutely. Best thing you could ever do is have your money work for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the best possible decision, because I mean, honestly, these rich white folk, they not somewhere on somebody's jobs, man. They a lot of them, especially I met a couple of guys on the plane, man. I flew business class over here, so I did it on purpose because I knew I was going to be able to be, to be able to conversate or network with some of these rich Europeans that come over here and buy up all the property and, making huge moves. So I said, man, I'm gonna pick somebody's brain on this 2.5 hour flight over here. So, I got a chance to talk to some guys, and that's exactly what they do. A lot of them fix their credit. They're disciplined enough to fix their credit They get business loans, they invest those business loans, they pay those business loans off, and they home free.
Right.
That's how these cats is moving. They get $50,000 to $100,000 business loan after fixing their credit. Get $100,000 loan. They take that $100,000, open them an investment portfolio, and within 6 months they paid off the loan, and they tripled what they borrowed in the beginning. But people have that feeling of, I gotta survive, I gotta eat, which keeps them from having the freedom to take the money that they have to do, to turn it into more money, because they have to try to make the decision between paying rent and taking a risk on doubling their money. So, it's hard for people to get involved in that, man, if they don't have any capital room,
Right.
What's up, brother? How that Sasua treating you, man? How's that experience down there? First time Sasua, man. Is what they say it is, or what's the deal, man? What's the deal, man? I remember just a few months back, man, you said you might not even go, man. It wasn't your cup of tea. What's the deal now, man?
Man, Sasua 100% is everything they say it is, and it's everything that they say it's not. Everybody has everybody is speaking from their own experiences. Now, I'll talk about the negative things. When it comes to the negative things, I haven't had any run-ins with police. Okay, I haven't been, none of the, I didn't get pickpocketed, or none of the chicas tried to pickpocket me. What else? As far as those are the things I didn't deal with that were negative. But I will tell you what I did catch. I did catch that was kind of negative. And I said, wow, we talked about that on Rich's channel. And that's with the chicas stealing. I had a few chicas over here, and I got my safe and everything set up, but I had a vaporizer, and my vaporizer is locked. You gotta have you have to have the click code in order to use the vaporizer. So I had it out, but it didn't take, I didn't keep one of those chicas from running off with my vaporizer. $138 vaporizer gone, but that's better than 138. Dollars gone. You get what I'm saying? I mean, not dollars, but, items gone. So,
right.
I used the safe. I made sure, I kept up with all my stuff, man. But that's the only negative thing, really, man, that I've experienced, man. And one thing I will say is the information that Dre is giving, the information that Rich is giving, the information that Taylor and all of the other guys is watching out for bros trying to travel here. Listen, that's all I can say is listen, because coming out here wide ass open without the proper knowledge, you will run into a situation. I think I had the best experience possible because I went from the time I got off the plane to the time I got to this villa, I was following instruction from Rich, from Dre, from the other brothers. I knew exactly what to do when I got off the plane. I knew exactly how to get to my villa. I knew exactly what to do when I got to my villa, and I knew exactly what to do when I got to the strip. And following those instructions, man, it's gonna make sure your time becomes a time of your life. I've had nothing but, like I said, positive experiences. Man, I'm enjoying myself to 100%. Before I leave here, I will be buying a condo. Absolutely 100%.
That's what's up, man.
I did, and I know, cats may feel a certain type of way about spending money in the club, but I will tell you, it goes a long way to sit VIP in the clubs. Is it going to cost you a little money? Yes, it is. But I'll tell you why there's an advantage, because sitting in VIP protects you from what's going on, between those bumps and those trying to squeeze past people. Because they're not the only ones pickpocketing in there.
Oh, okay. So
I would sit back and watch. I mean, I don't know how many cats is from the hood. Dre, I know you're from the hood. You've been in the club. You know how you see stuff go down that most people wouldn't catch because you're a street cat. Right. I know how to watch everything. I don't care how much I'm drinking, how much I'm smoking. I'm watching everything and everybody. I would watch these cats pass each other and pass by each other and pass each other money that they pickpocketing from bros. I was watching them do it. They pickpocket a cat and they'd hand the money around their back. So when the cat turned around, like, where my money? The money is already gone. And they pulling out their pockets saying, what? I didn't take nothing. So being in a packed environment like that, they thrive off of that. So I set up high in the VIP. My section, I had my own security guard. I had my own alcohol that I could watch, that I could control, and that I could, drink on my own. I invite chicas up there. Everything was controlled, and I had that extra support of management and security to make sure that me and my crew went straight, because everybody else that was in the cesspool of chicas and Dominican dudes, and those cats was having a hell of a time, man. They was having a hell of a time. So, me personally, like I say, my financial situation might be a little different, but I can tell you it really, really saved me a lot of stress and trouble by being able to get escorted to the bathroom. Rich, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To be escorted to the bathroom, to be able to pick which chicas I wanted and not have them bombard my area and grabbing and touching on me. So that's that's a plus. And I did catch somebody trying to put something in my drink. I chose a chica and I told her to come. She came, and I think when she was on her way, she signaled her boyfriend, her Dominican boyfriend. And yes, these chicas have boyfriends, and their boyfriends are down here to collect that money once they get that money from you. Yes, they are down here with their boyfriends, a lot of them.
So you say you caught the chica?
Huh?
Caught the chica trying to put something in your drink?
It wasn't the chica. It was her boyfriend, because she came up into the VIP. She saw that I had security. She saw that I had a management was there that was watching everything, watching everybody's every move, because I guess they figured I was famous. I don't know. But, they were watching everything for me. So she saw that. So she signaled her boyfriend to come along the side of the VIP where he was out of view. And while I was dancing with her, something told me to look to the side. When I looked to the side, I saw him pulling his hand back from over my drink. So I took all the drinks that was in that area and I poured them back into the ice bucket. And I turned around and told him, I didn't start no trouble, but I said, I saw you try to put something in my drink. I told management, the security or the management that was there, they got the dude out the club and they gave me credit for a bottle. So you have to be vigilant. You can't just like Neo in the Matrix. When Morpheus was trying to teach Neo how to avoid distractions, the lady in the red dress, don't be a dude that just gets mesmerized by the chicas that you see and you're not watching your cup. You're not watching who around you. You can't do that. Enjoy yourself, but don't be stupid.
So,
Right.
That's crazy. That's something to watch out for now.
Absolutely. And Rich, I'm gonna tell you right here in front of everybody on the group. My jewelry didn't have nothing to do with nothing while I was down here, man. I wore all my jewelry while I was down here. My prices wasn't going up. Hey, Rich, my prices didn't go up because I was already willing to pay a certain type of price. You get what I'm saying? I already knew that I was gonna be picking a certain type of chica, and I knew what she was gonna come with as far as money goes. So as far as you're gonna drive the prices up, they're gonna charge you more because you got jewelry on. Pay what you're willing to pay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Pay what you're willing to pay. If it ain't the price you want, walk away.
Yep.
Now, and I will tell you, there is a big difference between that chica that charges $150 overnight and that chica that charges $60 overnight. Okay, that chica that charges $150 a night, she has the money to take care of herself properly. Okay. She has the money to be able to do what she needs to do as a female to keep herself in a certain, level of health.
Right.
She's able to go to the doctor. She's able to buy feminine products. That's the difference between paying for quality and having quality and having quantity. Because I even took the chance of paying a chica $60 to come hang out, and it was a major difference. I could see just from small things that she did not have the money to take care of herself. So she was willing to do whatever for that little small change.
She probably was the one that stole your damn thing.
More than likely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even the advice that I got from the chicas, once they saw I had a certain amount of money, I had a certain type of status, they would actually take the time to tell me who was who and what was what, the games they play. I mean, I really built a certain type of relationship. I mean, they call me every day just to say hello. They're not asking for a date. They don't want to hook up because they know, okay, he's not just down here fucking everything he can move, and I am, but sorry about that, Rich. Once they get to know who you are as a person and they see that you're a good person, you're not going to treat them like some dog on the side of the street. It goes a long, long, long way. And if you can, make your environment as comfortable as possible for them. If you can have food, if you can have hookah, if you can have the drinks flowing, do that, because you'll end up being able to sleep with a chica for free based upon the fact of the love that you show them. I can show y'all, man, send snapshots of the WhatsApp of the chicas just thanking me for a good time, just thanking me for the fact that I was a gentleman, thanking me for the fact that, I allowed them to, to be themselves, because you'll see once you meet that chica, once she sits there with you, she's not going to make eye contact. She's going to have a certain type of energy about her because she don't know you. But the minute she sees that you're not, somewhere dragging her down the street, sleeping with it and throwing her out like she a piece of trash, they become more open to you. They become more warm. They become more accepting of you. And man, you'll get things for free that you normally wouldn't be getting for free.
Or at all.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, like you say, man, it's your trip. You gotta do it how you want to do it. Everybody gotta do their trip how they want to do it.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to, trying to just give a little insight on the actual building of that relationship with that chica, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's a money exchange to it, but you'll have a lot more. The sex will be a lot better with a chica who likes you and wants to be with you and wants to sleep with you outside of the money, rather than her just saying, okay, he an asshole, he's a jerk, let me just get this over with. Because they can play games too. Because if you're an asshole to a chick and you telling her to do this and do that and treating her like she's a dog, when you get in that room, she gonna turn around and get sick on you, quote unquote, sick on you. It's gonna be something that's gonna cause her to say, okay, I don't want to do this no more. And she's still gonna want her money when she leaves that room.
That's true. Somebody got their phone or something. Dre, that's you? Dre, you watching it? I guess we can hear it in the background. But yeah, I agree with you, Jay, man. It's, you gotta respect the women, respect the country, culture, and everything, so you get a better experience on everything.
Yeah, you can maximize your experience. No matter how much money you've got, you can maximize your experience just by being nice, man.
Hey, Dre, I don't know if that's your phone. I think it's you, Dre. Dre, you there? I don't know what happened to Dre, but
Regular channels like football?
yeah,
We
so,
got there's 5,000 channels on this right here. I don't
so,
know if it's working or not.
so did you get a chance to go out to Puerto Plata and do some partying out there, or cabaret there or something?
That's what this extra week is for. I've just done pretty much anything and everything I could do in Sosua, man. I rented the scooter. I did it all. So this week, I'm headed out to Cabaret to hang out there, Puerto Plata, and to see the other half of it. So this is why I needed an extra week. I used a week to get acclimated to Sosua. Now I'm gonna use another week to branch out a little bit, man. So I'll have just as much footage and information on that too, and I'll be able to compare them as well. So the bros can kind of try their best to, to plan their trip accordingly. They say you can't stick to plans. You can't. Yes, you can. You most definitely can. If you take your time the first day, once you get on deck, if you take the first time to kind of, to relax, to take it in, and you're not just somewhere like a horny jackrabbit, and the first thing you see, you trying to go back to the room. If you do that, you're going to waste a whole lot of observation time. It's okay to take that first day once you get here to kind of relax, to kind of, take in the scenery, get you to go to Bailey's, get you something to eat, see how everybody's moving, get a feel for it first. Because other than that, you're going to find yourself wore out. You're going to be tired at the end of the day. And when you could be out having a good time, you're going to be somewhere can't keep your eyes open.
Yeah, did you get a chance to meet up with Big D on the beach? He's from College Park.
Yeah, man. I went to Big D's. I mean, I went to support his business to get food. He wasn't there on that day. But yesterday they had like a Big D and a lot of his boys had they speaker out there at the right there at on Playa Sosua, where everybody kind of congregates. He had a speaker out there, man. So I got a chance to meet him. Twister, the rapper, was out here. He was on the plane. I mean, not on the plane, but he showed up out here, man. And I got a chance to holler at Twister. I haven't met Taylor yet. I was able to meet Skrilla. Think I haven't ran into Taylor yet. I think because he's in Panama right now.
Okay.
But I went and showed love to all the businesses that I saw on MAB Experiences channel. I went and rented the scooter from Sabino. I remember Sabino that's got the scooter place right next to Bailey's.
Yeah. Hey, you got to go to that chicken spot on the strip, man. I don't know if you went to it. It's called I think it's called Super Polo.
Is it the one that everybody goes to after the club? It's right down the street from Classico's. They got pizza, they got burgers, they got all that kind of stuff.
Right next to Ricky's, man. It's a little guy that's set up with a little grill out there, and he just grills the chicken, man.
Okay. No, I haven't checked that out yet. I'm gonna do that tonight. It's called what? Super Pollo?
I think it's called Super Pollo, yeah. And it's right next to Ricky's. Ricky's got the rice and all that stuff. It's right next to it, man. You'll see it, man. I get directions or whatever, but
yeah, I think I just fell in love with Bailey's, Rich. I mean,
Bailey's is good, though.
Man,
wait till you get this chicken, though. Wait till you get this chicken, then you say it. Bailey's is good as hell. Now I mess with Bailey's now.
It's insane, and one thing I like about it is that the chicas come to Bailey's. They come and sit down, they get their margaritas and
the sedity ones go up there and eat.
Well, exactly. But see, that's like I said, that's what that's my preference. But I also kind of branched out to to kind of change what my preference was too, just to get that experience and to get that idea of what's the difference between paying this and paying that. And like I said before, it is most definitely a difference, man. It's a difference. It really, really is.
All right, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you enjoy your time, man. Glad you gave it a chance.
Man, I'm doing this for WTU, baby.
A lot of people knock Sue and DR before they even tried, man. I mean, they, So I mean, it's definitely a place to. You got to put it on your bucket list and check it off. It's definitely a must check out.
100%.
Even when you think you'll be back,
man. Honestly, Rich, and I'm gonna say this to all the bros, I don't know. I have no clue. Man, I'm taking it one day at a time because, like I said, what I do want to do, and this will help a lot of the bros too, is I want to buy a condo out here. So that way we can help bros get there. If they don't have to pay a certain amount of money for a hotel, it may help them get their trip organized a lot easier and a lot faster if we've got property here where bros can stay.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely, man. Yeah, as far as investing and stuff down there, man, it's a great idea, man, because it's gonna pay for itself, man. You rent it out, Airbnb.
And they everywhere, man. These apartments, these condos, they for sale signs everywhere, and they letting them go for nothing.
Yeah, they definitely a good move. So but yeah, I enjoyed interviewing you, man. Enjoyed your time.
Absolutely.
About to put this to an end, and
Okay.
man, you have
I
a good
appreciate it,
day,
Rich,
bro.
man.
I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I've been trying to. We are going live tonight. You know, I don't know what you're doing later on. Might be a little busy, but
By
I
what
hit
time?
you up. Always at 9 o'clock. Well, we try to do it at 9. I mean, we do have regular lives to all the viewers and stuff. Me and Dre. So every once in a while, we may not come on directly at 9 o'clock. Just bear with us, man. We don't get paid to do this. You know, so
Okay.
a lot of times I have to stop what I'm doing. I'm doing other stuff just to do, you know, the show at 9 o'clock most of the Sundays, as well as Dre. Dre have stuff he's doing. So we take time out of our day to try to stay consistent with live every Sunday, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Rich, man. And you know, I don't know how many bros is listening or if any bros are listening at all, but um a little over about maybe 2 months ago, I was sitting in my crib looking on YouTube, watching Rich and watching MAB and watching you know, a lot of cats that was doing travel, tuning in on the lives, commenting stuff like that. And man, I went from there to actually being interviewed in Sasua, which is man, which means a whole lot to me because it started as an idea for me, and that's all reality. So man, I'm proof that you know the information that's being given and the will and the motivation to do it is gonna put you here when you want to be here, 100%.
That's what's up, man.
Word.
We're about to shut it down in a minute, Dre. I see you got back on. Any closing thoughts, questions you want to ask Jay? We are going live tonight. I just wanted to get an interview with him while he wasn't so busy.
Yeah, because it's about that time. Today is family day, man. So I'm gonna head down to the beach. And Rich, give me a place where I can send you some footage, man. I got a lot of footage, man, that you could probably
All right.
use.
Okay. We'll do.
All right, man. Well, bros, man, y'all stay up, man. God bless everybody, man. And man, I'll keep y'all posted on what's happening on the ground over here in Sasua DR, pimping WTU for life, baby.
All right, man.
All
Most
right,
important thing,
man.
man, come back safe, bro. Have
All
a
right,
good
Jedi, I'm
time.
hollering.
All right, man. All right, holla at me. Look in the link. Look in the chat room later.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, Dre, you
All
have a
right,
good day,
peace.
man. I hope your Saints lose, by the way. Have a good day anyhow.
Bye.